Hi, everyone. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. Sorry, I'm going to move my microphone. It just moved on me. Hello, everybody. I see you all in the chat. Hi, mods. My mods are here. Lori Day, Trace on the case, Carrie, Christian, and who am I missing there? Be Kind, and all the rest of my members. I see a lot of my members here. Ron, how are you? And hey, Loose Can, how are you? Sensible Crimes here. Fiber Sleuth. All right, good to see everybody. How is everybody tonight? My dogs just ate, so if they get super annoying, let me know. Hopefully, I'm gonna put them in their crate. So anyway, oh, Rita. Hey, Rita. Good to see all you guys. All right, happy Monday night. How's everyone's Monday? So if you're new here, please say hello. I am Kathy, Catherine, whatever you want to call me is fine. And I am the YouTube creator of Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. We started with the Lori Daybell, Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell case over a year ago, and we had no idea it was going to turn into this, where I actually need people helping me to do research and stuff now. So, and I've got this whole case, so I mean, every bit of it pretty much in the back of my head. I've actually went and watched one of my old videos last night, my very first video on this case, which has a lot of news clips and stuff that was really helpful to refresh what happened when everybody was missing. The kids, the Lori, Chad, everything. It goes into a lot. So if you haven't seen my videos all the way from the beginning, go, sort them by oldest to newest, because the second video I did is the very second video I did is my first Vallow Daybell case. So let me see, how are you guys? I'm going to look at some comments. So this is what I'm doing during the week. Quick 30 to 45 minutes max. Check in, see how everybody is, talk about if there's anything new that happened since the last check-in. My Saturday's been a little crazy. I haven't really been able to do a whole lot of Saturdays. Thank you, Rita. And hi, Layton. How are you? Thanks for being here. Lisa, Emily. All right. All my people are here. Great. Oh, Ivy Me, thank you very much for the donation. You're always so sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Are my dogs super annoying, you guys? They're WrestleMania constantly. Okay, so Mama D, you go night-night? All right. Well, we will miss you. Tana Cobia. Welcome. Tracy's watched all my videos. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. And as you know, those videos are coming in really handy because Ron Hensley's in the chat and I are co-authoring a book called Rid the World about this case, but it isn't like every other book. It is about how social media has changed the narrative, or how mainstream media has changed the narrative of what's going on, and how social media has been super involved in this case. So when it gets published, we don't know if it's going to get published. We don't know nothing. Well, if it doesn't, we'll publish it, but we will let you know and keep you posted on that for sure. So, Mark Means filed a, what did Mark Means do? I already lost it. Mark Means is trying to get the grand jury indictment reversed or thrown out. How do you do that? Yeah, Mark Means filed a motion to throw out the grand jury indictment on Monday. He claims prosecutors could not hold the grand jury because Lori Daybell's case is on hold because of competency issues. I've reached out to prosecutors for comment. But the grand jury indictment happened before she was in, right? I'm confused by this. Before she was in the lockdown unit, for her mental health issues. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Everybody's saying hello. Thank you, Emily. We're excited about it. It is a bucket list item for Ron. She's always wanted to write a book. And since we're not been spending over a year on this case and learning everything and the players and the people and the places and every rabbit hole, thought it would be a good idea. And I agree. And I'm enjoying the process. So, hi, Dee Dee's Crafty Creations. Hello. That's what I thought. How can you use that when she was not incompetent at the time? I mean, she might have been incompetent, but I mean, they're basing it on the crimes, that's all whatever. I don't understand Mark Means. I've never understood Mark Means. I don't think many of us have understood Mark Means. So that's the only thing that I've heard today on the Vallow Daybell case. So I'll make sure I'm not missing anything that I kept on here. And then was reading some information, have not got the full update. I was hoping that Lauren Scharf on the Barry Morphew case, I was hoping that Lauren Scharf would have put out at least a quick video. I didn't see it, but I had to work late because Lulu went to the groomer today. And I had to drive 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. So I was behind at work, and and then when I had to go pick her up, I had to clock out and clock back in when I came back. So I had to work till 6. So I was behind. So I didn't get to prepare as much as I normally would. And, work is work. Work is busy. They want me to earn my money. Let's see. You can be competent when you committed a crime and incompetent after spending months in prison. It happens. Yeah, that makes sense. But hi, Karen Borden, don't worry about it. You're fine. But during the crime, that's the whole point, right? That during the crime, she was competent-ish so far as we know. She's competent enough to plan her wedding, run to Hawaii, lie to the police, tell Melanie Gibb to lie, pretend she didn't know Chad, and then Chad, my brother's friend, yeah, his name's Chad. He's an author. When they were actually married, it takes a lot of conniving and stuff with what Lori did. So I can't imagine how incompetent she would have been at that point, for sure. She's going stir crazy staring at 4 cell walls. All right, let's see. I have multiple phone numbers, right? All the phones that she has, and and getting mad when Melanie gave them that recording, said, I asked Alex where JJ was, and he said, you don't want to know. And then Lori was like, why would he say that? And then, she turned into like, you didn't miss much. We're just chit-chatting about the update on what we know for right now on the Daybell case about Lori's incompetence and Mark Means trying to get the grand jury indictment thrown out. A trace on the case. So competition. My new favorite word. Okay, let's see. 525 was the indictment. 527 was order staying Lori's case. Yeah, and I mean they probably had that in the works, but because she had to go have her evaluation with somebody, right? Some psychiatrist would have had to evaluate her. Ron, in my opinion, reality is starting to seek in with. Why are we barking? Lulu, please let him have one of those. I got 2 new Nylabones, and Lulu's hogging them both. And Percy don't like it. He wants her to share, and she's not a very good sharer at all. Karen, I was watching Profiling Evil. Did they say anything about the Vallow case today? I'll have to go back and watch Mike after this. Okay, so Lane, I think it was interesting that apparently Suzanne was having an affair. Okay, that's where I was going to go. So when I took a couple screenshots of this, Scott Reich was kind of watching it, I guess, and posting at the same time on Crime Talk, great channel. I learned so much from him. Percy, please stop. Lulu, let him have one of those. Let me give one of those to Percy. Okay, you can have 2. Please. Here, this one's yours. While I was at the groomer, I bought 2 Nylabones, and everybody's hogging them both. There's toys all over here. So where was I? So yeah, so Suzanne, I was really surprised by this. It says, took investigation until November of 2020 to find out about the affair with Jeff Liber, Libler, he's not sure about the spelling, and Suzanne Morphew. The affair was going on for 2 years. They secretly met up 6 times in New Orleans, Michigan, Texas, Indiana, and Florida. The spy pen, you've heard about the spy pen that's in evidence. Apparently, the spy pen belonged to Suzanne. Suzanne told her friend because she thought Barry was having an affair. And let's see, I took another screenshot of. Then Lauren Scharf has said, I know that Jeff Liber went to high school with Suzanne in Alexandria, Indiana. And then Scott had said, during the first recess, Barry pulled down his mask and mouths, I love you to his daughters. And I guess they knew each other. Okay, so Jeff Liber, they knew each other in high school in Indiana. Summer of 1989, Jeff went to a party at Suzanne's house. Jeff and Suzanne hooked up. Around fall of 2018, Jeff gets a message from Suzanne, howdy, stranger. They talk on the phone. Liber says they talk about books, music. Suzanne eventually told him about her cancer. First trip together was in New Orleans in 2019. In December of 2019, they started talking on LinkedIn and WhatsApp because Barry is reading her texts. So the plot thickens. Everybody was like, Suzanne, so sweet, so devoted. I mean, she was probably at her wit's end and not happy in her marriage, but, I think it's probably better to just get divorced and be sneaking around for 2 years, I don't know. I mean, I know sometimes it's hard. You want your kids to grow up and get out first and stuff like that. Bobby Anthony. Well, this is from the news media. I mean, it's on the news. Lauren Scharf is a news media person. So, hey, you know what? This is the thing. Think about, this is kind of a lesson learned. Like, you never know what part of your past is going to come out ever. I know he's not on trial, but I'm just reading what the actual mainstream media is saying there. So I can't leave his name out. It's all over the place. It's just, hey, please stop. It's just when you do things like that, you never know what's going to come out of it, it's unfortunate because no, he's not on trial, but the defense is going to try to make him look like the person, put reasonable doubt. Thank you, Ron, for Percy, stop. She's got both of the Nylabones again. I'm sorry. So anyway, thank you, Ron. I really appreciate the super sticker. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Lori was competent enough to, back to Lori. Competent enough to totally destroy Joseph Ryan's life. I've been researching it. She completely ruined this loving man. All he wanted was the best for his children, and he got murdered by her. Now, I have someone that told me that Joe Ryan wasn't, it's everybody's opinion that he wasn't really a up and up kind of guy, but I don't know. I never met the guy, and we know that Lori really, truly tried to make him look like a really bad guy when he maybe wasn't, right? Let's see. Moonlight View, by the way, I've been timed out. If I did something bad, let me know. When did you get timed out? Not here. I don't know what you're talking about, folks. Mods are in charge of all that, so I don't know. Sometimes they hit things by mistake. Yeah. Must have been accidental. That's what I'm thinking. Because it does, sometimes like if you go to when I go to the 3 dots, like right here, when I do that, if I hover even 2 seconds too long, sometimes it'll hit it. Thank you, Pamela Dimer. Appreciate the super sticker. Very much appreciated. So, we can be above the feeding frenzy. His family is innocent. I didn't say he was guilty, but I mean, if he had an affair with her, that's something. But I mean, it's sad, you know, that your dirty laundry comes out when somebody else did something bad, worse. But that's how. I mean, I remember watching the Molly Tibbetts case, and her boyfriend Dalton, who was supposed to get engaged to Molly, that defense put him through, that young guy, through the ringer. Started bringing up girls that he texted with when he was in a relationship with Molly, girls that he slept with before, and they broke up and then they got back together. I mean, it gets brutal on that stand. It's not pretty what they can bring out, and they do. I think Suzanne's affair may work in the prosecution's favor, given that Barry seems to have control issues. Seems like that would fuel his anger. Yeah, and it's motive. I was just saying that. Like, the fact that she was having an affair would be motive for her husband to be like, oh, no, nobody's having you. You're mine, or you're dead, you know? So I think it could be motive for Barry for sure. And I think that the prosecution probably will use it that way. I'm a new mod. I hope it wasn't me. If I made a mistake, please forgive me. You're fine. I mean, Sensible Crime is always super nice and wonderful and polite, so we know it was a mistake. She doesn't ever do anything rude on here, so I'm sure whatever happened, it was a mistake. Sensible Crime. And yeah, Lori's a mod in training. Thank you, Lori, for learning modding. Let's see. I'm wondering if Suzanne was ready to leave him and split the money, assets, and Barry's prick. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, we did hear rumors of that, and I think a lot of it will come out in trial. And, oh, yeah, Leighton's a new mod, too. And I think a lot of it will come out in the trial. And, you know, we're just observers. Know what I mean? So, oh, my gosh, stop. This is a bad time to have a live stream because they're not tired right after they eat. They are crazy. Definitely in training. You'll get your wings soon. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put him in his crate. He's the loud. Okay, Lulu. No, you can't go under the bed. You're going to lay down. Go in there. Go get that. You get this one. I'm going to steal Life of Chaos's handle. Life of Chaos, can I have your handle, please? Or I'll just have to spell it different. Let me see. Okay, where was that? Percy. Okay, Moonlight View. I suspect Barry was an overbearing, my way or the highway kind of guy. Yeah. I think we kind of got that. It really seems like it. He was super controlled. And he, you know, apparently wasn't there some hearsay that Suzanne really didn't want to leave Indiana? I mean, it makes sense if she had somebody she was going to leave him for. And why did she leave and move to Colorado? She was probably really torn about things. And I would imagine she didn't want to mess up her daughter's family. You know, I think that would probably have been she didn't feel loved or appreciated by Barry, clearly, because women, that's why women have affairs. They don't do it for just, you know, like, you know, SEX. They do it because they're for emotional reasons. They don't feel loved. They feel like somebody's trying to control them, that kind of thing. So Leighton, Percy and Lulu are killing you. Killing me too. Now Percy's locked up and Lulu, see, as soon as Percy gets locked up, Lulu, I don't know if you can see her, but now she's laying down. So, you know, we have to separate them in order for them to behave like children or like teenagers. We're going to separate you. Yeah, kids always come first. I think Suzanne was that way regardless. Right. And it sounds like she's super close to her kids and Barry was controlling and you know, she probably didn't want to go through that kind of battle where kids were still, you know, that would have been a whole child custody battle and everything else. So maybe she was just buying her child. Because how old were the girls when she was killed? One was still in high school, or were they both still in high school? Rita, it was an accident. What was an accident? Did you time out somebody by accident? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, it is an accident. It can happen really easy if you hover in the weird way, click or something. So sorry, Sensible Crime. We love you. You're one of us. Thank you. Sorry. Lynn, you should join. We have a thread for our pets, not our children, but we do the pets. Yes, we do. We in our Discord, we do have so my members have access to Discord, and we also have a pet channel in there. We can share pictures of our pets. One was in high school and one was in college. So maybe, you know, she was going to leave him after the girls were of age. You know, there's a whole lot of maybes, you know, and what ifs and what happened and stuff maybe we'll never, ever know. That's via the text with her friend. She wanted to wait until the youngest graduated. I thought that's what I read. Oh, really? So I was just guessing because I didn't follow. I think I only did one Suzanne Morphew case because it got crazy on YouTube. Every time these cases get super crazy and become more about YouTube than about the case, I'm like, I'll wait until something happens. So I didn't follow it as close as I'm following the Daybell case. And I haven't, okay, so for our missing kids, Summer Wells, I haven't heard any updates that she's been found or there's anybody suspected or what. I haven't heard any of that over the weekend or today. And Michael Vaughn, I think they put a billboard up for him in Idaho. That's right. The risk of being killed is at the time you're leaving. Just like my best friend, she was killed when she was leaving, and it was a suicide, but it wasn't. But it was a suicide, according to the documents. But she had left, and her controlling, mean husband, who she was going to counseling for domestic violence. I've told you guys the story. But anyways, made her come back home. She got 200 miles away. She's going to come to California from Texas. And he said, no, we had that birthday party planned for the grandbabies and you need to be here. So she was kind enough to turn around and go back home. And the day she got back home, she got home about 6 a.m. He went golfing after he left the fire station and he came home around noon and found her shot in the head. And no note, no nothing. And I know my friend. We've been friends since I was 16 years old. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. And I can tell you that she didn't commit suicide and not with a gun. And she's left-handed and was shot in the right side of her head. So yeah, that was it. I mean, she was leaving. She was done. She was gone. She came back for that birthday party, and that was a setup. He killed her. And I'm going to say that till the day I die because I believe it. Because I just know what was going on with her and I know her, you know. It's just starting. So much will come out in the Morphew case. Absolutely. She did, Trace. She did. Her mom says the same thing too. Like, gosh, why did she turn around and go back? Why? And I'm like kind of I don't know. She's just like, she was always just like the sweetest, nicest person. Like just the night, like when you know somebody that's like really nice and sweet, that was my friend. I'm not nice and sweet like her. So she, you know, shouldn't deserve that. Well, nobody does, but Chris McDonough said he made a special place for trolls on a Discord channel and labeled it trolls. Oh, good. They can all head on over there then. Bye-bye, trolls. Go to Chris McDonough's. And the jerks live on. Yep. And he got married very quickly after she passed away. And he did get a big life insurance policy that they had just put into place within a couple months before she died. And she had left before, but she came back for the holidays because her kids were there. And then she came back and she decided to try to work it. And she kept begging him to go to counseling. He's like, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. He told her he wouldn't go to counseling and she just needed to get out of there. So I do have I was listening to a podcast tomorrow morning, and there was a pro bono group of private detectives, private eyes, that one of the guy that runs this one PI group was interviewed on the Maury podcast, and I reached out to him, and so we've been in contact for a couple years now, and he absolutely believes that Pam was murdered. So he's been working on it, but they're pro bono. They're not like being paid, and they have a lot of other cases that they try to help with and stuff. So it's really been a slow process, but he's helping me, and hopefully at some point we'll find some justice. When people say just leave your husband, he killed her when she tried, right? Don't give me that. It's victim blaming 101, right? That is true. It's hard, you know. I've been in an abusive relationship. It wasn't with my husband. It was after him. It was the first guy I dated and stuff after him. And, you know, it was great and wonderful right off the bat. And we were together for a couple years. But, you know, I called 911 and he went to jail. And I was dumb. I actually, just to tell you my story, we went on a cruise and he was drinking and got really mean on the cruise ship. And I snuck out when he was in the shower because I'm like, I ain't getting killed on a cruise ship. And I went and asked the desk if there was a room I could stay in. I grabbed my suitcase and everything, and I went in the room because it was the last night of the cruise, and they gave me another room. So I didn't go back to our room at all. And so then the next morning I got off the ship and I was walking down the thing. And I hear somebody running behind me. And he came and he just shoved me, knocked me down in front of everybody. And so he got arrested and he went to jail. And he called me crying, begging me to post bond, apologizing up the yin yang, up and down, sideways, backwards, everything. And I posted bond. Never saw that $6,000 again. And then went to court, did all that. He did the classes and everything he was supposed to do. And then they took away the restraining order pretty fast because he was compliant and doing all that. And then it happened again. So, you know, I literally had to jump out the front window of my house and call 911. So it took me 3 times. And I think I'm, you know, like if somebody was telling me the story, I'd be like, what the heck? Until it happens to you. And once it happens to you, you realize that it's not that easy. So are you afraid that the husband of your friend will hear what you said? He already knows that I say this. He blocked all of her friends, all of us on Facebook right off the bat. He never let us have he never let us have, like, you know, he didn't post anything on her Facebook that said, thank you everybody for your well wishes, blah, blah, blah. He just pieced out, went off with the girl that he was having an affair with and married her and never looked back. So, but you know, it was 2015. It's 6 years later. I'm sure he feels pretty vindicated. Yeah. So, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Oops. Kathy. Morning, ladies. Don't wait. It's a bad situation. You've got to have an exit plan. I think I so easily could have been Suzanne DOA. Yeah, see, it's happened to so many of us. And, you know, and especially if you have children with someone, it makes it that much harder to get out, right? Because then what are you going to do with your kids? You got to take your kids and stuff too. I didn't have kids with that guy. Oh, thanks, Lori. Anyway, that's just my story that I don't really share very much, but if it can help anybody, then I really do want to share it. And the fact that then it happened to my friend and she actually is dead. And I was telling her, she was like, he makes me so nervous. I'm like this when I'm around him. And I'm like, why are you so afraid of your own husband? What's going on? And she wouldn't totally tell me, but she said, I'm just like on edge all the time with him. And I'm like, what does he do? And she never gave me specifics, but she left him. She the first time she went to domestic violence classes or counseling. So, no, we don't. I have learned that, Angela. I have learned that. It took me 50 plus years to learn that, but I'm loving my life right now. I mean, if somebody comes along, they come along, but I am not sitting here crying in my soup over it. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to travel. We booked our trip to Greece for 2022. Let's hope COVID behaves and lets us go. So yeah, just time to live, right? You're welcome. Thank you for listening. Let's see. Stephanie, I also had to get a restraining order. Huh? It's probably a lot more common than people talk about, right? So, it's scary and sad, and there's a lot of people that are dead. And I think my friend Pam's one of them. Suzanne Morphew's one of them. So it's been 6 years, and I'm happy my daughter needed me. Yeah, and it is nice. You can focus on your children instead of worrying about some guy. My friend is in Greece right now. I really want to go there. One of my friends is in Greece right now too. She's like actually doing almost the same exact, almost the same thing we're doing, but she's doing it a little bit backwards from the way we're doing it. The same islands and stuff. So, I can't wait. You want to come, Leighton? 2022. What do you got going on in first week of September? We already have everything booked except for 2 nights. The best thing that ever happened to me was to set myself free from relationships. See, girls and boys. Good. Yeah. I mean, it is nice to live for your own, for yourself. I got my house. I bought it on my own. I have a career. I have grown kids. I have 2 grandkids. I'm fine without being in the middle of a relationship. I've had plenty. I was married for 14 years. I had my 4 kids, so it's not that bad. It's actually, I'm really actually very happy with my life. Let's see, Lisa, my son's ex is with a controlling guy. He scares me. He slapped my grandson today for petting a kitten. Very stoked, but loses cool. Red flags, red. Woo, sirens. Seriously, Lisa. You're wonderful, Kathy. I'm proud of you. You're an inspiration. God bless you. Oh, thank you, Maureen. I really appreciate that. So I just heard there is a fire on an island somewhere in Greece because of the extreme heat. It's on the mainland. Athens, the outskirts, my friend took a picture from her hotel. It was clear in Athens, but you could see all the smoke out. Like when we were in California, we could see that, or in Oregon, you can see all the smoke somewhere else from where you're at. And yeah, it's on fire right now. They have the same weather as California, or the West Coast. They have Mediterranean climate. So do we in California. So it's dry, and they get fires too, unfortunately. There's so much history in Greece. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I love learning about the history. When we did the Acropolis, and so interesting there. And now I know, I'm completely Greek. I mean, I did my DNA. I'm pretty Greek, like all Greek. But it's, we got this thing going on right now, which is hilarious because I was going through my mom's stuff, and apparently my mom and her siblings inherited a house in Greece. I should show you it. But nobody ever made it happen. It looks abandoned. It's still sitting there. Oh God, I wish I could. Google. Let's go Google Maps. I'm gonna see if I could show you. You guys, this is waterfront. I don't know how the heck I don't even know what's going on with it. We got to get an attorney now. My uncle's like, I never even knew about it. But it was for all 6 of the kids that they were supposed to inherit this house. I found these papers in Greek, and we had them translated, and it tells the address and everything of the house. Google Maps. And I was like, I always pictured it like some you know, some shit, some little, you know, because I heard about this house, but I was when I was in nursing school and stuff, they were talking about it. So it was a long time ago. And I thought it would be like some shack on a hill somewhere surrounded by wild goats or something. Well, nope. But I don't know. Now my cookies are got messed up in there. Let me see if I can find the. Let me see if I can get the address again because I don't. It's weird. It's like in the way it is in Greek. So I'll show you, and I can just show you here. Go all the way up to the beginning of this. It should be the address on here because this is my cousin's whose dad. Because there's only 2 siblings left. My mom and her one brother, her youngest brother, the only ones that are alive still out of the 6 kids, and all of them would have inherited it, but they all died except for my mom and her brother. And how do you go right to the top of a group chat? Okay, here we are. I got it. I'll share my screen. I just want the address. I hate being old and I need new glasses, I think. So let's go. Jeez, I can't see. There we go. Okay, now I can see. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay. Share my screen. Share my screen. We're almost at our 45-minute mark. Well, no, I still got 6-7 minutes. Okay. Okay, so here it is. So if you zoom out, it's right here. This is the house. So if you go all the way out, it's on the mainland of Greece. Athens is, where's Athens? Athens is like a 3-hour drive. Like way up here somewhere. Anyways, we don't care. We want to see the house, right? Here's the street view. Okay, so this is it. See this? It looks very abandoned, right? And when you go back and you look at the street view, this was March of 2019. You can go back and see the street view from 2011. And it had the hotel sign in 2011, right? Because the downstairs, I guess, is a hotel and a restaurant or something, I guess. And then in 2014, that hotel sign is gone. And then in 2019, there's a sports bar next door. But look at this. Okay, watch when I do the 360 view. Look at it. Can you believe it? Like, I want to go there and make it an Airbnb or a hotel or whatever and sing Mamma Mia songs, you know? And it's probably is like my siblings are like, oh my God, it's been like 20 years of not doing anything with it. But I think if the Greek government would have taken it, they would have sold it by now. So then I was Googling this little town and it's gorgeous. And they have, you know, has a lot of people go visit there and stuff. But it's in the Peloponnese. It's down by Sparta. That's where my mom's family's from, Sparta. My dad's family's up from northern side. Isn't that crazy though? And so we're like, okay, well, can we have it? But it's dealing with another country. And so my daughter tried to call like this sports bar, and apparently during COVID, they went out of business. She left a message at one of these hotels, but finally this attorney there got back to her, and we're going to have a consult with them so they can do like a property search and see what the heck's happening, if we can even have anything. I know, right? I'm ready. I'm going to be like, Mamma Mia, here we go again. Have you guys seen that musical? Like, not just, I've seen both the movie and I've seen the Broadway musical like 4 times. I love it. It's my favorite. All those ABBA songs. Yeah. So isn't that crazy? And of course, my mom's in there going, I don't know. It's too old. I'm too old. It's too long. I'm like, well, I think we should see if we can actually have any rights to it. Like, don't you? Wouldn't you? You need to check into getting that house, Kathy. What a great thing that'd be. I know. I mean, it's amazing. And look at that. You guys, I could retire now. I'd go live there, run it, the Airbnb, run the hotel, right? Get it all refurbished. This is like my dream, but whatever. And then I could still do my channel. I bet the community, right. It needs to be like, it's just been sitting there for however long. This isn't like, I guess it's my mom's uncle who died. And so then that way that they do it, he didn't have a will. So it's like next to kin, and they had to go down and find out who, and then my grandmother was already dead by the time all this went on. So she didn't get it. So her kids would get it. So I don't know. Layton. All right. I'll stop sharing my, I always wanted a rich uncle to die someday and leave me something really cool. And then they're like, dangling a carrot. So crazy, right? Wait, I can't do Mamma Mia. Oh, well, that's all they would play for transition music in between classes during high school, and it drove me nuts. Oh my gosh, when you get a song in your head like that, you're like, no. It is. I mean, wouldn't that be just incredible to have that? I could retire now, like literally, like, I mean, it's not really just for me. Like I got 3 cousins that it would be for too. And then I got 3 other siblings. So, you'll rent it from you. I know. I got a friend that wants to just say, she's like, tell your uncle I'll go move there with him. I'm like, you don't even know my uncle. They'd probably contribute to the fix up. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. I will let you know. I said, I'll go right now. Can I go sit on the doorstep and be like, hey, this is ours. Can anybody help me? Got a key? I want to see the inside, right? My mom's ringtone when she calls me is Mamma Mia. Oh, that's perfect. I would love to do it that way, but $10 says, well, no, I think my uncle probably wouldn't want to sell it. I think my mom would probably want to sell it because she'll never travel again. She's not going even, I got to go to a wedding in Ohio and she doesn't want to go. So she's like, sell it. But my uncle's like, texting me, let the damn place burn if I can't have it. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, it's on fire there anyway. I'm like, oh my gosh. So hilarious family. Yeah. What a location. Pitch a tent inside. Yeah. Wonder what kind of bugs they have there. Fumigate. I'm a quarter Italian. It's my dream to go to Italy. I hadn't been there. I want to go there too. Okay. So I think besides Kathy's life, we covered what we know on the Vallow Daybell case. Nothing new on Summer Wells. Nothing new on Michael. And we covered Suzanne, and I think that we're going to learn a lot more. There's nothing, I don't even know how to figure out anything about it, Trace. I'm just like, can we get in? Like, nobody knows if it's really ours anymore because they all dropped the ball. Nobody signed, the notarized papers aren't signed that my mom has. So it's really confusing. I looked, do they do Zillow? I looked online to see, what the houses in the area sell for. And there was a house that was like 150,000 euros, right? And it was a house, not a hotel, not on the water. Can't bring a car to it. I looked it up on Zillow, this area, or not Zillow, but online, just houses for sale in there. And it was 150 euros. So this being waterfront, it's worth something if we can get it. So anyway, that's my story. I'm telling you too many of my stories today. Okay, so anything else anybody want to add before we end? We are at 45 minutes, which I promise these are short so people can, and thank anybody who's watching. I'm thanking everybody who's watching the replay because you guys like them, short and not too all over the place, which I have a hard time not being all over the place, but I try really hard not to be all over the place. Oh, your stepdad grew up on the island of Crete. I have never been to Crete. And I heard that if you go to Crete, if you go to Greece and you go to Crete, you just need to do Crete for that trip because it's so big and there's so much to see and do there and it's gorgeous. I don't think Zillow has any pics of the inside. It's never been for sale. It's been sitting there like that since 1970 something with nobody in it because he died in 71, the uncle. Okay. I was 6. The house has been there since I was 6. Waiting for God knows what. But my brothers and sisters, the other thing is my brother's like, somebody's going to have to pay all that back property tax on it. I was like, oh, that's not good. Good to see you too, Maureen. Suspense of it is killing me. Which part? What? The suspense of what? Well, I'll keep you posted if anything goes on with that. But odds are they're going to be like, oh, no, you guys have no rights to that anymore. You waited too long. All right, guys. So thank you for being here. And thank you for everybody watching the replay. And I really appreciate it. And I will do this again Wednesday, if that's okay with you. And, okay, I know. Me too. I want to see the inside so bad. I literally want to just go there and see if I can get in. Really? Do you need ID? They're like, no, not from you. Who are you, American lady? All right, guys, I'm going to take off to have my evening. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody that follows my channel. And please hit the like when you leave, like all my lovely mods have said. All righty, guys. Take care. I'll see you Wednesday night. Bye-bye. Stay well. Stay well. Stay safe. COVID is still, people are still getting real sick from it. So be safe. All right. Have a great night. Bye-bye.